Alright, what's happening guys? Max Kazik here. In today's video, I'm going to show you my full guide on how to meet beautiful women online. So sit tight, grab some popcorn and enjoy. This is going to be a long video, but you're going to learn a lot. So here are some of my results. Okay, you can see obviously I am dating beautiful women. If you don't want to date beautiful women, if you want to date 3 and 4, maybe 5 out of 10 women, don't watch this guide because it's not gonna be for you. It's not gonna help you at all. This is only if you want to date hot, beautiful, feminine, smart women. So on the left you can see absolutely stunning Brazilian girl again, Colombian girl, and a Venezuelan girl. All, in my opinion, extremely attractive and beautiful women. So these are some of my results. When I show some results later on in the video as well, but it just shows some credibility, guys. Right now in this space, we don't have much of that going on. We have so many guys talking about women, and a lot of them don't even date women. And if they do date women, they don't date beautiful women. So they have no credibility in my eyes whatsoever. If you want to teach something, you better actually get the results. So this is very important, guys, before we begin this video, that I share this with you, because it shows you what sort of women I'm actually dating and whether I actually have authority to speak on the subject. So this guide is going to show you how to have an amazing dating life and get yourself a girlfriend. So whether you just want to hook up with a bunch of girls, if that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm not going to judge you for that. Or you're done with that and you just want to get yourself a girlfriend and call it a day and just focus on business and focus on growing as an individual, this guide will also help you with that. Okay, it also going to help you with networking with other cool guys. Okay, so down here, the black and white picture, you can see that's one of my good friends, Stefan on the right and Jordan on the left. I actually met him through a friend, but the friend that I have met was actually through Instagram. So I was actually looking for a cameraman, but I didn't want to meet a cameraman that's just like some random guy I don't really connect with. I wanted to meet a cool guy that I actually get along with. So I ended up meeting this guy through Instagram, okay? And because he saw my page, he saw my videos, he saw what I do, he was willing to meet me. Once we met, we got on really well, and then he actually introduced me to more people. This is how you socialize, guys, and this is how you build a social circle. If I didn't have Instagram, I would have never met this guy at all. And on the right here, you can see my good friend Tamara. I met him in Gold Coast, Australia. We actually were working together, and I didn't really think much of it, but I met this guy, you know, we kind of got on, and we actually exchanged Instagrams, okay? And then he saw that I have a picture training with Khamzat Chimaev in a training camp in Tiger Muay Thai when I was over in Phuket like 3 years ago. And he was like, what the hell? And immediately his tonality and the way he was treating me was like way different. And then vice versa, I saw his page and I saw that he's basically like a Joe Rogan of Gold Coast, that he does, you know, commentary for fighters and whatnot, and has a cool podcast. And immediately I was like, wow, I want to connect with this guy and have this guy as my friend, because this guy is a cool individual. On top of being a cool person, he also has good Instagram, which literally demonstrates that he has something going for himself in his life that is going to be attractive as far as making friends and connecting with people. So moving on, why is Instagram better than dating apps? Because you might just say, well, why do I even need to use Instagram? I can just go on Tinder or Hinge. Well, here's the thing. With dating apps like Hinge or Tinder, after a couple of days of swiping, okay, you use the app, they stop showing you attractive girls. Or what can happen is that the girls don't even see you, because girls get so many matches, it's ridiculous, like hundreds of matches within a day. Your profile does not even pop up on her phone for her to swipe, because she has so many swipes to go through. You never get to her. You literally never get to her. So this is a big disadvantage. And also on top of that, guys, Tinder wants you to pay more each time, every single time. So maybe you get the Tinder Plus for a little bit and you get a little boost. Then they want you to get the gold. Then you get the platinum because you stop matching with hot girls. And then all of a sudden now you need to be doing boosts every single day, and you just end up spending so much money. I mean, guys spend literally from 500 to about £1,000 a year just on Tinder, boosts, all of this stuff. And they still don't actually meet super high quality girls that they are happy with. This is a big issue, guys. Also, what you find with dating apps is that competition is extremely high. So there's so many men that these girls have to swipe for, right? So they have all of the power, and most hot girls don't even go on Tinder or Hinge. They only go on it if they're bored. Most of the time, girls have so many options, guys. It's very rare that they're going to be on Tinder or Hinge in the first place. Now, on the other hand, Instagram has unlimited volume. So you can literally message every single girl on Instagram directly. You don't have to go on a dating app. And you don't have to match with them. And on Instagram, most girls don't get that many messages, okay? Maybe the influencer girls get so many DMs, okay, because they got a lot of followers. But girls with a follower count of like, let's say 500 to max, 3, 4, 5K, they don't actually get that many DMs. So even if you message her, she most likely will see your message. She just might not like your profile and not answer you. But when I get to that a little bit later in this presentation. And another thing is, she's actually more likely to check out your full profile than she is on Tinder. Right, Tinder, you go on Tinder and you might swipe really quickly, yes or no. You have like a couple of second decision-making process that comes with it. On Instagram, if she's gonna open your message from the requested folder, now she's gonna check out your profile. She might click on a few photos, she might click on a few videos to really see if she likes the profile or not. So you have a lot more time than on a dating app where it is very much instant. Now let's talk about why do you actually get ignored? Well, you don't have a high status Instagram profile, that's number one. And you probably upload camera raw pictures like this and expect results. So this is a picture I've taken with my iPhone. It's a selfie, I'm in Rio de Janeiro. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad picture. However, this is not a high status picture. I'm going to show you guys some more examples later on in this video. But most likely why you're getting ignored is that she just hasn't seen your DM in the first place. So your profile doesn't stand out enough for her to actually even see your message. And what happens is that most guys have really bad profile pictures on Instagram. And when she sees some random guy message her, she doesn't really even look at the full profile. She just looks at the icon. And if that picture is really bad, then she's probably just gonna ghost you. So this is what I call the camera roll method. I mean, these pictures are not too bad, don't get me wrong, but first of all, we got a picture in the mirror, all right? It doesn't really show any status whatsoever. It's not a good picture. And second picture, even though I'm on a bike, this is not a high status picture. And obviously in the third picture, we're showing the physique. But again, you can see this isn't something that's going to be extremely attractive to the female because it doesn't really display high status. And this is the thing, guys. Most of you upload pictures from your camera roll. They didn't really have to put much effort in. When you actually find out how many pictures a lot of these fitness models take before they get like one real good photo that they post on their IG profile, you'll be shocked, okay? They actually take a lot of time every single day almost, if they're doing pictures daily, to get the best quality photos. So you have to put in the work. You can't just expect to, pull out your phone and upload a few photos and then get great results. It's not going to happen. So here's some examples of a high status social media profile, guys. So here you can see I'm in a 5-star restaurant, okay? The background is very important. I'm dressed really smart. And quite funny enough, I actually learned this from women. Why? Because every single chick that I've dated has had plenty of photo shoots. She would always do photo shoots. Like every couple of weeks, she'll have a photo shoot. And even when we go to like some cool location, she would want to take photos. And most of the time, she'll have like her own camera, or she'll even bring a cameraman with her to get photos done all of the time. And I was always wondering, like, why do you need so many photos? Like, I never take that many photos. Like, I make videos, yes, because I'm a content creator, but I never really take that many photos. And these chicks would just take photos, like photo shoots every single week almost. They always take high quality photos because they know that it helps them as well. They get a lot more attention, they get better dating options. So then I was like, wait a minute, I can use this for my dating life. So that's when I start taking my photos and using that to my advantage. So again, guys, you probably don't have a photo like this laying around in your camera roll. If you do, click off this video and don't watch it anymore. But most of you probably don't have photos like this laying around, and you don't realize what it takes to get a photo like this done. It does take a lot of preparation and time. The lighting has to be on point. Like, I have really good lighting, okay? When I'm taking this photo, when I'm taking photos like this, most of the time I'm using a professional DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera. I also got the lighting on point, and you know, I make sure I go to a venue that's not busy at a specific time so they don't get pissed off. You have to buy some food, you know, you have to speak to the manager saying they're going to take some photos here, get permission. Like, it takes time and effort to get a photo like this. All right, so here we have some more photos. You can see this has been taken in Miami in a mansion. Again, most of you guys don't have these sort of photos. Playing here on the left, here I'm just chilling in my nice blazer. And in the third photo, I'm chatting here with one of our clients. And again, this just shows so much status, guys. First of all, this is all taken in the mansion, so it shows that you actually have money to even be in places like this. Secondly is I'm wearing really smart clothes, guys. So I'm not wearing like a hoodie and I just look like a chav. All right, it shows class. This is super important. And the third picture more so shows that I have friends, okay? I'm a social person. I'm speaking to another human being. I'm not just there alone. So again, we're going to talk about group shots in a second. This is very, very important that you don't miss out on this. And here you can see we're all wearing blazers, all right? So we dressed really smart. Here's Casey, this is Bold Boy on the right. And then the last picture here, you can see I'm in a 5-star restaurant. They've got their own bar. Again, I'm dressed really smart and I'm in a high-end location. Most of you don't have pictures like this. So yeah, getting a photo shoot done can absolutely change your dating life forever, guys. Like, some of these photos you can use for the next couple of months, even up to a year. And the results that you're going to get is just going to be absolutely insane. Like, I was shocked myself when I started implementing this into my own dating life, the sort of results that I was able to get. If you want more help with this, if you actually want to get a professional dating photo shoot done with myself, you can message me the word photo shoot on my Instagram and me and my team will be in touch. Again, this is not a product for the brokies. If you're a brokey, just watch this video for free, get as much value out of it as humanly possible. And if you want even more in-depth, more value, more information, you can check out my dating program down below, the Ultimate Dating Guide. Okay, and that is going to basically teach you everything A to Z when it comes to dating. And I go a lot more in depth on everything that I just spoke about in this video. All right, next up, guys, you need to make sure that you are at least a 6. Okay, so I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If you are like a 2 out of 10, let's say you're like 5'2" and you're 250 to 300 pounds and you know, you smell, you don't really take care of yourself, then I can't help you. And even if we get a photo shoot done for you, it's probably not going to help. Like, you need to get yourself in the gym, you need to start working out consistently. And again, if you want my full guide, okay, the training program, the diet program, looks maxing, and how to increase your testosterone naturally, check out the link down below. Get on that first. Actually get yourself in shape, fix your fashion, okay? So buy a suit, have some smart shirts, actually have clothes that are attractive to women, have a good skincare routine. This is super important. Again, if you have really bad acne, you know, you're not gonna feel comfortable in your own skin. So even when you're going out there, you know, it's not going to look good. How are you going to get a photo shoot done? I mean, you can get a photo shoot done with a pimple. We can edit some stuff out and Photoshop it. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to look as good as humanly possible. You have to get yourself in the best shape possible and looks max to the absolute max if you are serious about dating. Make more money, super important. Why do I say make more money? Because you're going to be able to actually invest in yourself and you're going to be able to have the time that it takes to actually date women. Okay, a lot of you guys are really broke. You don't even have enough time to be dating because you're working all of the time. Like, I remember when I used to work like over 80 hours a week. I had 2 jobs, 2 full-time jobs, and I was also doing YouTube on the side and working out. And at that time, I luckily had a girlfriend, but I was in a situation where I didn't really have any time to meet new women because I was always working. So guys, making more money just gives you the time that it takes to actually date more beautiful women. Okay, get yourself a hair transplant or laser eye surgery. I had a transplant about 10 months ago now. And on this picture right here, you can see me, I'm with a Brazilian chick from Sao Paulo. And she didn't really care about my hairline that much. But again, guys, if you're like a 2 out of 10 and you're receding, and now you get hair transplant and you on hair loss prevention, now you're gonna gain like 2 to 3 points immediately with hair, because hair is attractive. As much as, you know, there are guys out there telling you that, you know, just shave your head and all of that stuff. If you can get your hair back, okay, invest money into it, because it's going to make you a lot more attractive, especially on dating apps. Okay, on Instagram, the girl can actually see your personality, because I'm going to talk about, you know, some of the videos that you could do, some of the charming content that you can do to show your personality on Instagram. So now you're going to be way better off than a guy that doesn't have that. But most of the time when we're speaking about online dating is how well can you present yourself in the least amount of time. So having a good hairline is definitely going to help you, especially if you're like a 2 out of 10, now you had the transplant, now you're on hair loss prevention, and now you're like a 5 or a 6. So you have improved your look tremendously. The same goes for laser eye surgery. A lot of you are wearing glasses like myself. Right, I've not actually got it done yet. I want to get it done later on this year. I'm lucky enough that I can see. I don't have to wear glasses when I'm driving. I only wear glasses when I'm looking at a computer. But a lot of you guys have to wear glasses everywhere you go, and you're blind, and that is going to make you look a lot less attractive. The same goes with your teeth, okay? A lot of you guys have really bad teeth. When you get your teeth done, that's going to increase your overall attractiveness. Again, if you want more guide to Looksmaxxing, check out the link to that program down below. It's going to include everything. So Looksmaxxing, body recomposition, and how to increase your testosterone naturally, so you are going to be more attractive. Another thing you can do is change your location. So if you're in the UK, leave. Leave, get out of there ASAP, okay? Because I don't recommend anyone stay in the UK, even if you're in the smaller towns. Dating in the UK is absolutely cooked. It used to be good 10 years ago. I talked about this many times on my channel. Now it's absolutely cooked. All the hot girls have left, and you don't really have many dating options. So if you don't have many good dating options, you're stuck with that pool of dating options. So what's the solution? It is to move out, okay? To leave, to go travel somewhere else and live outside the UK. If you are lucky enough to live in the US, you're from America, then you can try smaller cities. Now, if you're gonna go to Miami, I personally do really well in Miami, but that's not going to be everybody, okay? So you can't compare someone that has worked on himself for many years, okay, is in shape, has Looksmaxx, okay, is making videos, has a social media presence to the point where, you know, I have a big following. I'm not gonna compare myself to an average guy. All right, so I understand that an average guy that doesn't have all of that is probably not going to do that well in Miami, because it is extremely competitive. It does have a lot of hot women, but it's going to be competitive. There is Lamborghinis, there's Bugattis, absolutely everywhere, G-Wagons. There's guys that are like in their 20s. Like, even for me, guys, there are guys that are in their 20s that are making $500,000 a month that are living there. So competition is really high. So even me, when I'm going to be dating like some of the hottest women there, I'm competing with all of those guys. So is that really going in my favor? Not really. And then you're going to get girls that are most likely on OF, corn. They're not going to be your wifey material women, are they? So this is why I say, if you are in the US, you'll probably want to try smaller cities that are going to be a lot more favorable when it comes to dating. Or you simply just move out of the country, guys, and you start traveling, or you live somewhere in South America or maybe Eastern Europe, and then you date in those markets. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be asking like, well, this only works because you're a passport bro, Max. So you left the UK and you're dating in South America and easy mode countries. Well, to that, I'm going to say, yes, you are 100% correct. I have left the UK for a reason, okay? It was really bad weather and dating options weren't really that great. And again, 10 years ago, it was amazing. And most of my results are actually from the UK. I even had a girlfriend from the UK for like over 3 years. And I've dated many English women that were actually super hot. So when I talk about the UK, I'm talking about UK today. It is absolutely finished. Back then, it was actually pretty good. And as soon as it started getting bad, I left, okay? Now, Easy mode countries, to answer that question, is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, in some countries like South America, your value will go up. I've talked about this. You go to somewhere like Lima, Peru, your value is through the roof. You go somewhere like the Philippines or Thailand, your value goes through the roof. If you are going to go to Eastern Europe, okay, so a place like Poland or Slovakia, Russia, Ukraine, it is some of the most difficult countries to attain a girlfriend and get laid. Some are going to be easier than others, but for example, a place like Ukraine is going to be super difficult. Why? I can talk about this because I've actually dated there. A lot of you guys haven't dated there, so you have no clue what you're talking about. You think because the country is super poor, the girls are going to be easy. It's not the case. Ukrainian girls are not going to be easy. They're going to be very, very difficult. Like, it's not uncommon for the girl to want you to meet her parents. They usually want multiple dates before anything even happens. The girls aren't stupid. They date for long term. Unlike in the US, where the girls don't really date for long term. The hookup culture exists. In Ukraine, hookup culture does not exist. Okay, so now you know, because there's so many guys out here like, oh, the US is super difficult. You can just go to Eastern Europe and have a great time. No, that is not the case. These are some of the most hardest women to attain. And I don't care what anybody says, unless you're dating like 3-4 out of 10s, okay? Yeah, of course. Then, you know, some chick that's like really poor from like some village in Eastern Europe, I don't know, just whatever country, just pick whichever country you want. And she's like, oh my God, American. Yes, in that case, you're winning. But are you really winning? You know, you're not dating beautiful women. So that is super important that I speak about this, guys, because again, you have US, American game, and you have international game. There is a big difference in that, okay? International game is that you understand different cultures and how the girls move in these countries, and you can't do certain things that you can get away with in the US. For example, in the US, you can dress like a clown, and you're probably still going to get laid because girls in most of the clubs are just after having fun and they want to hook up and they're super liberal and free. In Eastern Europe, you try doing that, you're going to fail. All right, next up, how to make video content. This is super important, guys. Video content is so important. I can't stress this enough because it shows your personality. I knew this for the last 10 years, and this is why I always made videos. I made videos because the girl can hear me speak. She can see how good I am at talking. She can see whether I'm funny or not, and if I have personality. So it's a lot harder to do that, guys, in person, and it takes a lot more time. So for example, I can't just like, let's say if I meet a girl during the day in 7-Eleven. I'm in Thailand right now. So I'm in 7-Eleven, I meet a chick, and I'm like, hey, by the way, did you see that I have this really big house, and I have a motorbike, and I have a lot of money, by the way. And yeah, I even have a six-pack. Look, the chick's gonna be like, yeah, cool, you're a fucking weirdo, okay? So it's not gonna impress her. You're gonna be coming off as bragging about certain things. Whereas on Instagram, it's amazing because it's effortless. It doesn't look like you're bragging. You can post all of that stuff and you don't even have to mention it. Like, you don't have to mention your accomplishments, what you've done, how cool you are. You can just exchange Instagram and let Instagram do all of the talking for you. So what can you do as far as like video content? So obviously I do video content for work, but what can you guys do for a video content when it comes to dating? Well, maybe you can play some music. So if you're playing an instrument that is super attractive to a lot of girls, if you can play guitar or piano, anything like that, definitely upload that on your Instagram. Maybe you go on a rant, so you tell a story for like 1 minute. Now, I go over this with my clients one-on-one. So we look at a guy's specific personality, how he is, and what sort of content can we do for him. Because you don't want to be doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, okay? You want to show your personality really quick within a minute, and you don't want to just like copy someone else and do the same sort of a skit. Now, how can you make your photos more attractive? First things first, make sure you have good lighting. So as you can see, look at this. I always have lighting with me 24/7. All right, lighting is super important. It's gonna make your skin look better. It's going to give you guys a better viewing experience when I'm talking to the camera right now. And every single time you take a photo, you have to remember that lighting is key. I learned this very quickly because I make videos. So when I'm, let's say, filming with my GoPro at nighttime without any light, you can't see absolutely anything. When there's only a little bit light available, but it's not quite daylight, the video footage can come out like kind of grainy and just not really good. There's also something called a golden hour. So there's certain times of the day that you want to go and take photos. Let's say, sunset, or when it's really bright during the day when you want to get a physique shot. Okay, you don't want to be taking that at nighttime. It doesn't make sense. So you have to understand that there are certain times of the day where you are going to be taking the photos, where you're going to get the best possible lighting. All of that is super important. Second is fashion. We're going to go over fashion a little bit later on in this presentation. We got grooming, so making sure your beard is nice and lined up, no weird hairs coming out of your neck. You got a trim, nice haircut, and you're good to go. Location is key. So for location, guys, you can check out some nice sky bars, some 5-star restaurants, mansions, the beach, travel spots. So whenever you're traveling somewhere new, let's say you're in Italy, you're in Greece, each of these countries will always have high status places that you can go to. You have to know what these places are. For example, in Miami, there are certain clubs that everybody knows that hangs out in Miami. And when you get a picture in some of these spots, then the girls know, oh, okay, this guy hangs out in that sort of a place. And trust me, hot girls know all of the best spots in the city. And lastly, guys, you have to use correct expression. So you have to make sure that your face is super relaxed. You're not like, oh, tensed up or something, or, you're smiling weird, or you're looking at the camera weird. It's not going to come out right. Some people have a great smile. Some people don't actually look that good when they smile. So you have to pick someone that actually understands where you have your best angle, okay, how to position yourself. I used to have this chick I was traveling with, and I was taking photos. Girls are super good at this, by the way, because they do this shit all of the time. And she was telling me like, okay, stand here and, do this. And she knew exactly how to position me to make me look even better. Because you can literally take the same photo and just have a different expression on your face and it look completely different. Like you're going to gain like 2 points immediately if you position yourself the right way. Now, if you're an attractive guy, let's say above a 7, you don't really need to be doing much editing to your photos. Okay, you can probably just change the contrast, saturation, sometimes play with the warmth of the image, and that's pretty much it. But if you're below a 7 out of attractiveness, you just have to use face up, guys. You have to use face up to touch up the face, touch up the body a little bit, make yourself look better. But again, don't overdo it, as it's going to make you look like a completely different person. You don't want that either. If you're going to meet the girl and you're like a 10 out of 10 model, and then you come out and she sees you and you're like a 2, she's going to be very disappointed. Basically, what you want to do, guys, is you want to like add like maybe 1 to 2 points maximum to your overall look. So if you're going to edit those photos, let's say if you're like a 6 out of 10 attractiveness, by the end of that, you're probably going to look like a 7, maybe an 8. All right. And that's going to definitely get you a lot more results when it comes to dating. Now, what photos do you need? Okay, you're going to need a portrait of your face. You're going to show your face, who you are, all right? You're not going to be hiding your face or like have pictures super far out when you can't even see you. Girls want to see your actual face. So show your face, good portrait, and then you're going to display hobbies. So for example, you do Thai boxing or surfing, show your hobbies. You would need a group shot, super important. Why? Because it shows that you have a social life. You're not like some guy that's always alone, and you're sad and you have no friends, right? So that's going to display some sort of a social life, and that is very, very valuable. Activities such as like jet skis, maybe a motorbike, these things just show fun, okay? When I see someone on a jet ski, I'm like, okay, and jet ski doesn't even cost that much to rent, guys. You can just rent a jet ski, take some nice photos, and you're good to go. The same with the motorbike. You don't have to actually buy a bike. You can rent a bike for a couple of days, get some cool photos, and you're good to go. That just shows that you're an adventurous person, that you're fun to be around. And lastly, you need a physique shot, guys. So you have to show your body, okay? And don't be afraid to do that. Now, I always tell my guys before a photo shoot, make sure that you get yourself in a better shape. You don't have to be a male model, but get yourself in a better shape. So lose some weight. Don't be showing up to a photo shoot like, weighing 300 pounds plus, because you're not going to get the results that you desire. So as far as fashion guys, you can see a picture of me here. Business casual, white shirt, grey pants, navy blazer, just the usual stuff. Nothing too fancy. Black or white shirt, great pants. And this is just gonna make you stand out so much from other guys. Again, this is a rooftop bar. Straight away when a girl looks at this, she goes, this guy is high status. How to actually get a reply from a girl. So guys, how do you get replies? Well, first, message girls that actually follow you. So follow them first and then wait for the follow back before you actually message. Don't be messaging girls that don't follow you, because you're just going to end up in that requested folder. So I'm going to show you guys in a second how I actually do this in real time. So you're going to see step by step exactly how to message girls on Instagram. But when the girls follow you back, your message gets through automatically, and that's exactly what we want. So follow them, like a few stories if she's got a public profile, that is. And also you want to make sure that you like the most recent stories, so it comes up when she checks her recent stories. She's like, okay, who's had a look? She'll see your like on there. Like about 2-3 photos. I don't overdo it, guys. Don't be liking like 10 photos. It's way too much. And wait a few days. If they don't follow you back, that's fine. Just unfollow them. No problem. Guys, dating apps are going to be slightly better for this, because you already know that the girls are single. So a lot of the girls, you're going to go on Instagram and you're going to be, looking at the profile. Sometimes you don't know if she's got a boyfriend. Like sometimes they show the boyfriend, sometimes they don't. So you're going to have to use volume here. Usually I recommend guys follow about 10 to 20 girls per day maximum. You don't want to go over that. And that kind of takes care of like an odd girl that would have a boyfriend, because you're going to message so many other girls. It's not really going to matter in the end. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys really quick how to actually meet girls on Instagram. So let me switch over to Instagram. Let me screen record this and actually show you exactly how to do this. So first things first, guys, we're going to go over to Instagram. I'm going to type in the city of our choice. So I'm going to choose Miami. The reason why I choose Miami is because it's one of the most popular cities. Everybody knows Miami. You can choose any city of your liking. I know Miami pretty well, and I know that in Miami, the hottest spot in the city is going to be Brickell. Okay? Every hot chick is in Brickell. They don't really hang out anywhere else. And what's the best nightclub in Brickell? That's going to be Sexy Fish. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Places and click on Sexy Fish. And then from there, what I'll do is I'll skip on the top, because top is going to have girls that have a lot of followers. So, okay, well, this one's only got like 4,000, so you could message her. But most of the girls, like this one, for example, are going to have a lot of followers. Yeah, there we go. 478,000 followers. And these are usually going to be OF girls. Yeah, that's an OF girl. We have another one here. Oh, that's only 2,000. So again, you can actually do this sometimes. You got this one, for example, 1,800, so not too bad. But a lot of times when you go on the top, the girls will have a lot of followers. And even 3,000 is quite a lot, guys. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to get a reply from someone like that than a chick that doesn't have as much followers. So I'll go to recent. And yeah, and here we can see girls that have a lot less followers, okay? So next step is to just click follow and then like 3 photos of her. So for example, let me just choose this girl over here. All right, I'll probably like 2 of these photos, so the most recent ones, 1, 2, and then I might scroll down and then like a photo that's not really her best one. And the reason why I do this is that she might not get as many likes from that photo, and then she might be wondering like, oh, why did you like this photo and not the other one? So that just spikes a little bit of curiosity. And what that's going to do, guys, it's actually going to give her 3 different notifications along with the follow notifications. So that's 4. There's just more notifications. And then what you can do is you can also like her most recent story. And then some girls also have highlights, so you can go on her highlight and then like that as well. And guys, you can literally do this. Look, you got so many options here, okay? You can just find girls that you find attractive, click on their profile, and go from there. And you can just repeat this 10 to 20 times a day. But again, do not do this if you don't have a good social media profile. If your social media absolutely sucks, none of this is going to help you at all. And again, guys, you can do this not just with nightclubs. You can do this with bars, sky bars. You can try gyms, really popular gyms in that city. You can try beauty salons, event centers, nail salons. You know, there's so many different places that girls will be hanging out in that you can definitely try and get good results in. What you can also do, guys, is once you go on the girl, okay, let's say if you don't like her, you can see who she follows. And then you can look at girls that she follows and then just go from there. So for example, this one, I think she's in a relationship. There you go. So don't message her. But you can look at some other girls that she is following and you can even message them. Okay. So obviously these are big accounts. This is a smaller account. And you can see here she's got a boyfriend. So don't waste your time. Don't even message. Let's keep scrolling. Right. We got this one. Again, you know, some of the girls have loads of followers. This is Miami. I mean, you go to any other city and it's not going to be the case. All right, this one's got a bit less followers. You can message her. Got one here, Florida. And again, this is super huge, guys. Make sure that they actually are in Miami before you even follow them, all right? And go through the process, because a lot of the girls are just like traveling. They're there for a few days and they're out. So if she's got the pin saying Florida, that is a state in Miami, and then you know that she's actually within your reach. What you can also do, guys, is you can check the likes. So who likes her photos, all right? And now you can just go through all of her likes and you can find more women that you can message. So for example, this one, she's got 8K, and now I have another lead. So you just have endless leads that you could be working with, okay? This is how it works. This is a hack that nobody talks about. Use this and you're gonna get amazing results, guys. Or even better, when you go over to Tinder or Hinge, a lot of the girls have the Instagram handle in the profile. So you can literally just DM them right there from Instagram or Hinge. And this is huge, guys, because you already know that she's single. Whereas on Instagram, you're going to have to be screening a lot more. But when it comes to dating apps, you already know that they're single. So you take that handle and you can follow them and go through that process. And it makes it so much easier. Okay, so now you know how to work Instagram. What do you actually DM her? Now, I'm gonna give you guys a full script from A to Z, multiple examples in my product. It's down below. Go download it. But I'm gonna give you some free value as well for this YouTube video. So, for example, you might say something like, looks like we have a few things in common. Or let's say if she's got a lot of pictures on the beach. I had this chick like literally a couple of weeks ago that had like loads of pictures on the beach, like every single day. She's tanning like all the time. So I said, you look like you live on the beach, all right? She'll find that funny and she's probably gonna reply to her like, oh yeah, you know, I go there all the time, blah, 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 blah. And then you can start a conversation that way. Guys, a lot of the times when you're on Instagram and you're trying to figure out if the girl is actually in Miami, maybe she tagged herself in one of the gyms or one of the nightclubs, but you can't really figure out if she actually lives in Miami or she's actually there or she's just traveling. So if you're not sure if the girl actually lives in your city from looking at her Instagram, it doesn't really display that, you know, she lives in that city. You definitely want to just open with something like Miami ? Or are you in Miami? Because there's no point you messaging her if she lives on Mars. You're not going to be able to see her, okay? So you want to make sure that she actually lives in your city. And then what do you talk about? Well, talk about the content, okay? All the content that she creates. Maybe she's into travel. Maybe she does, you know, yoga or gym. Whatever she does on her Instagram profile, talk about that. Make some observations and talk about that. At the end of the day, guys, the opening line is not going to matter too much because your profile will do most of the talking for you. If you have a sick ass profile that is attractive and is high value, you're not going to need to come out with these clever lines. Not that this stuff works anyway in the first place. You know, don't try to be clever or gimmicky or gamey, trying to trick the girl. Don't do any of that stuff because it doesn't actually work in real life. Now, this separates men from the boys. Screen if she is interested. Don't be wasting your time. How do you tell if the girl is interested? Well, she's going to be asking you a lot of questions, okay? She'll be curious who you are. She's going to be responding very fast to the messages. If she takes like 2, 3, 4 days to respond to your message, she's not interested, bro. She's got other shit going on, trust me. Are her responses long or one-word answers? Is she just saying yeah, no, or is she actually explaining herself and she's trying to ask you questions as well? So this is how you tell if the girl is interested or not. Now, how do you actually text? You have to be interesting. So when she asks you like, how old are you? You're not going to just answer straight away, like, oh, I'm 30 years old. No, be playful, okay? Say to her like, have a guess, you know? Or if she asks you, where you from? What do you do? Don't just be like, I'm an accountant, all right? Say something like, I got this actually from the Tates. I take care of my people. Or you say something like, I'll tell you when we meet, right? So when she asks you these questions, don't just give out answers straight away. Like, be mysterious. Girls like mystery. So don't give everything away and be playful with her. So let's say if she asks you, where do you live? I say this all the time, guys, in interviews. She'll say to me like, where do you live? And then I'll be like, well, actually, I'm homeless. Do you have anywhere for me to stay? And then I'll pause and just stare at her a little bit. And then she start laughing. So tease, okay? Maybe she can't speak English probably. Then you can tease her like, hey, I'll teach you. Compliment on the humor, guys, on accomplishments, on the points of view, but don't sexualize before actually meeting her. And don't compliment her ass or her tits or like how nice she looks. She's so beautiful, because she's heard this 10,000 times. So really try to find out what you like about her besides her looks. So compliment her personality. Use voice notes. This is so huge, guys. Voice notes are absolute key. Don't just open the voice note straight away, but after a couple of texts, you can use a voice note. You're also going to be able to hear her voice because she's going to reply with a voice note back. So now it's like a thing that you guys are doing between both of you, and you can display confidence. You can display how deep your voice is, and whether you have an accent or something like that. All of these things are going to make conversation a lot more interesting, and is going to build more tension before you guys meet. So for example, if I'm looking at a girl that does like yoga, I'll say to her like, hey, I really like the fact that you're into meditation. I feel like people don't meditate these days. A lot of the people that don't meditate, they're missing out. So really try to make her feel special, but you have to hold frame as well, guys. So like, I like you, but I'm not super convinced about you. Okay. So you don't want to just like give everything away, just like display interest from the get-go. You kind of want to be like, yeah, I'm still not sure about you, and that way you get the girl to qualify to you. And this is exactly where you want to be. You don't want to be the one that is trying to qualify to her. That is the wrong frame to be in. And lastly, guys, avoid speaking about politics or religion or having a very strong opinion about something, because that is going to potentially ruin things between both of you. Unless you don't care about losing the girl and you just want to meet the girls that are thinking the same way you're thinking. If you don't care about that and you don't want to meet the girls that are into a different religion, or they have a different political point of view, then talk about it. But I would highly recommend that you avoid that and you talk about it maybe on the second or third date, once you actually guys get intimate. Once you build a high status social media profile, it's going to be very easy for you to have options. You're going to create unlimited options for yourself to choose from. And then you can just choose one girlfriend if that's what you want to do. Problem solved. Unless you want to keep dating around, that is up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You are your own person and you're going to choose what sort of lifestyle suits you best. But this is definitely going to help you with dating loads of women, or you just want to pick one girl and settle down and stay with her. That's absolutely going to help you with either one of those options. Now, if you need help with this, check out my ultimate dating program. It has everything from A to Z, from approach anxiety to setting up your Tinder, your Hinge, your Instagram, countless of examples, okay, of what to message the girls, what sort of pictures to choose for your Tinder, for your Hinge, for your Instagram. Everything is laid out completely so you get the best results. And also what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm having all of my programs 50% off until we get to 50 members of each of the programs. So first program is going to be the dating program. Once we get to 50 members, the 50% off is going to end and it's going to be back up to the original price. You do get access to a dedicated WhatsApp group. So every single person that joins, now you can actually have a community of like-minded individuals. And also I'm going to be inside of there answering your questions. Now, if you want to work with me one-on-one, guys, go to my Instagram at Max Keswick, fill out the form, book a time slot, super important, and DM me the word Keswick once done, so I know that you listen to the whole presentation and that you are serious about getting results and working with me one-on-one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, smash the like button, comment down below any questions that you have and what you want me to cover in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys, and click the bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. And that's pretty much it for the video. Rewatch this again if you feel like you missed out on any information, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.